Hello guys, KpShamino here with a new video for Path of Exile, and I'm going to show you guys my Sunder Beserker two-handed Mace build for 3.2. I'm going to divide the video in three parts. Part 1 is the gameplay mapping, part 2 is path of building, and part 3 is gems, gear and flasks. Okay guys, let's get started with the gameplay. Before I'm going to show you guys a map. It's going to be, I think, a Reef Tier 50 map, so it's a really high map. So you need to prevent a couple of things on your maps. So reflect element, reflect physical damage, don't take them because it's not going to work. You're just going to die, it's not worth it. And try to prevent no regeneration of mana and life too, because it's way too hard to keep it up. So that's very important. So let's get going. So I got here a reef map. I'm going to show you guys the gameplay. You guys can already see that I changed a lot of stuff in the build with gear wise, but that's for the last section, the part 3. So let's get going. So you guys can see that the build plays really well. I even got a lot of more DPS than in 3.1 now. So it's very good. You got a lot of range, you got a lot of survivability, so it works really well. The build in maps. Oh, I can level up my multi. Ah, it's 2020. Okay, then I'm going to val it to try to get the 21. So that was it, guys, for the gameplay. Very easy, not that hard. Clears really fast. You got a lot of speed in the build, so that was it for the part 1. Okay guys, let's get started with a path of building. So you guys see here my setup that I'm going to use. So I tried to go with Rage, but I'm not very happy with Rage. I tried Blood Rage and Rage, but you cannot maintain it. You need to sacrifice so many damage nodes just to get the life regeneration in that it's not worth it. And you need to have 50 Rage to go to the maximum. DPS wise it's almost the same. I think it's just the same. So Blood Rage gives the same amount of damage than 50 Rage. So, but Blood Rage gives attack speed too, and Blood Rage gives what was other thing? Life Leech too. So I went for Blood Rage. So if you want to use Rage, you can do it. You just need to skip this and take this, and you can go with Rage. But I don't see the benefit of the Rage. You get a little bit more speed, 10%. That's not a lot. You got a little bit more DPS, and that's it. Do you need it to clear trash? Because you cannot use this on the boss. I don't think so. I think Blood Rage is a lot better. If you want to combine them, I don't think it's a good idea because there is no benefit in it. So you guys can see it here. If you put regeneration, so life regeneration, here you can see it. So I got already most of the life regenerations into the build. So this one I can take too, but check then. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You need 9 of those nodes to get to 9% life regeneration, because it's 5% for the rage and it's 4% for blood rage. So you need to sacrifice a lot of DPS and it's not going to benefit. So just choose one of the two for this build. I'm going with Blood Rage because it's a lot easier. So that's it. Now for the stats, guys. So DPS wise, I got 465,000 DPS, and that's very nice DPS with an AoE build. Still need to calculate my flasks in it, but at the moment I got the War Chief is in the DPS. I got the Blood Rage in the DPS too, so I'm going to put it off for you guys. So without the War Chief and without the Blood Rage, I got 379,000. So that's a very nice DPS. It works really well. You guys just saw it in the map. So really good for an AoE spell. It's very good for clearing maps. It's a little bit harder for bosses, but it seems to work really well because I did Minotaur. I do it now deathless. I did the Phoenix too. I never did the Phoenix. I did them like in the first try. Deathless too, so it works really well, the build. So now it's time to show you guys, of course, the tree. So now we are going to show the tree. So we are going to start here, and I'm going to do it like leveling, how you guys need to take it when you level. So I still going to put my Abyss leveling guides on the forum in Path of Exile. It's just the same. You guys can still follow it. Don't hesitate, just check it out. It's very handy what you need to take at which level. So yeah, because I'm not going to change the video. Maybe I make new videos for the new 3.2 league, but I'm not sure if I got the time, of course. So let's get started. So first of all, you need to go here to Warrior's Blood, Heart of the Warrior, Born to Fight, Butchery, and then you need to go to Resolute Techniques. So that's what you need to do. And by then you are, I think, 25 or something, but that's the keystone. Most of the time what I do then, I go then to amplify, and then I go all the way from here to here. But it's all in my leveling guides, just check it out. So it's not a very complicated build, because I'm not a very complicated guy, so I keep it simple because I can understand that. So Resolute Techniques, then you go amplify. On the way up you can take blunt instrument. I don't take this before I go to mapping, because it's all about life and attack speed, but you don't need it really before you go to mapping, so you can leave this section until the end. So then we are going here to Bone Breaker, we go to Skull Cracking, we take Barbarism 2, we take the Jewel here. Jewels are OP, you guys can see this Jewel gives me 15,000 TPS. To talk about the Jewel, increased global physical damage is good, increased physical damage with maces is good, increased area damage is good, and attack speed. But if you want to buy those four on a Jewel, you are going to pay a lot of Exalted. So try to get something like this. I think you can get this for 1 to 2 Exalted. So it's very expensive, but yeah, it's min-maxing that you are doing. So at the end, it costs a lot of currency to just get a little bit more. But that's what you are going to need, guys, because this build is very easy to learn. It's very easy to start with. But if you want to go a little bit higher, you need to invest currency. That's how it works. I cannot change it. The better your gear, the better it's going to go in the end game in this game. But at the start, it's a very good build, because I played it in Abyss and I was amazed how good it plays. So in a couple of hours, I think 1 or 2 days, I was level 90 or level 85. I died 4 times and I didn't check one thing. I just put the gems in, put some gear together, and it worked. So very strong build, this one. So then we go here to Juggernaut, then we take Bloodless. Then I take this one now too, Bloodgeon. Why do I take it? For a little bit more leech life, and it's a very good DPS node. That's how simple it is. Then we go here to the right. This section, Hema, this is your Surge of life leech. And of course, the Beserker Ascendancy point too. But don't take it before you go to mapping too, because you don't need it. So just go life, DPS, not a, yeah, check in what part you are of the game. Is it hard to sustain your life? Are you dying or that? Just switch a little bit with DPS and life. But this one and this one, wait until mapping. So you just can skip it and just go right away to Executioner, Wrecking Ball. Then we go, of course, here to Golem's Blood. Jewel again, and then we go here to Art of the Gladiator, and then you take this, and then you take this, and then you are ready to go to the maps. So that was it, guys. You all can see this setup. I'm going to post it on the website too, of course. Just check it out. The videos how you need to level are over there too. And now it's time to go to part 3. I'm going to show you guys the gear, the gems, and all that stuff. Okay, guys, the last part and probably the most important part too. So the gear, the gems, and the flasks. So Yeah, it's very easy. Let's get started with the two-handed maul. So it's very easy. You need to get increased physical damage, add physical damage. The hybrid, that's increased physical damage and accuracy and the increased attack speed. The better the maul, the better the build. That's how it is. So yeah, you guys can check it out. I got a two-handed, how you need to craft a two-handed mace or a maul. It's not the end game crafting because I don't have the currency to do that, but it's an easy way to craft a decent maul if you are going to the new league. So very easy. On this maul I got my 6 link. It's of course Sunder. I got Ruthless. So you cannot see Ruthless on the tooltip. So because it's you can see it in path of building, therefore your guys are going to see a difference in DPS. Then you got the MAME support I'm using now. I skipped added fire. I got melee physical damage. I got multi-strike and concentrated effect. So that's the 6 link. Okay, so for the helm I went now for this build I went to Devoto's Devotion. Why I took that? For it's a lot of dexterity and it's one of the best helmets that you can have to get more DPS. So very good helmet. Try to get increased Sunder damage on it. Why did I took the increased Sunder damage? Because the uh, attack speed Sunder is a little bit better for DPS because I already got more than enough attack speed. So therefore I took it. It's a little bit cheaper, but you are going to pay some money for it. A couple of exalted for sure if you want to get the enchant, but it's worth it because the enchant alone is going to give you a nice DPS boost. So very good helmet. My gem selection here is my auras. So still enlighten, you need to have level 3. That's very important. So because otherwise you cannot sustain your mana. So therefore I took this node too. So here the regeneration mana. Otherwise you cannot do it with 3 auras because it's more than 100%. So enlighten level 3. If you don't have the enlighten level 3, just skip arctic armor. Just go with hatred and herald of ash. So that are the 3 auras that I use. Simple auras. So for the rings, yeah, I use my rings. I get resistance on my rings and a lot of life because they are the main source of my capping my resistance. So you need to cap your resistance at 75. You guys can see it here. I got 76, 75, and 75. Be sure that you do it before you go to mapping. Otherwise, you are fucked. That's problematic. Then yeah, for the amulet, I did something different with amulet because the elders and the shaped mods they changed a lot in the game because they are so overpowered. So I bought this. It's for exalted. It's a lot of money, but only those two gain 14 of physical damage as extra cold and 17 of physical damage as extra lighting. They give such an amount of boost. It's unbelievable. Check. I got now 230,000. Yeah, okay. I cannot test it because this gives my intelligence too. But take it from me, they give a shitload. It's like 20% more damage you got because you convert your physical to elemental. So try to get it. If you, I know it's expensive, but you can craft it really easy. Check, I did it too. So I'm not sure. Check here. So you just get the base. You get like, I think those are shaped. So you just get the shaped. You just alter it until you got the physical. And then you just put, yeah, what is it called again? Yeah, a regal orb on it. And then you're done. Just get like live on it with the master. And this is very good too. Check. I craft all those by myself. And it's not a lot of, yeah, money that you need to put in it. Check. 20%. 20% is the maximum. The good thing about those mods is that they don't have a lot of tiers. So you are very fast in the highest tier. So I think it's only 3. So you got a very big chance. Of course, the item level need to be 75, I think. But you guys need to check it out. Maybe I make an extra video that I just do the crafting for you guys. But the conversion from physical to elemental is crazy for the build. Therefore, I got so many damage at the moment. So that's the amulet. Then for the gloves, I craft those gloves by myself too. So spiked gloves because the implicit is 20% increased melee damage. So what did I do? I just bought, I think they are 85 or 81. I just alt it again until I got increased attack speed and yeah, to maximum life. This is a tier 1 and a tier 2. So I was a little bit unlucky. Regal again, I still can put something on it, but they are doing so much DPS, it's crazy. So you don't need more than this. It looks a little bit silly because I can still put 3 mods on it, but I'm not an end game crafter because I don't have the currency. But it works for me really well. It took me some time, 400-500 alternations, but it's worth these gloves. Then we got the belt. The same again, I always go with rustic sash. You can go with the leather too, depends how much DPS that you like. Yeah, you need to have 2 or 3 resistance on it. Then we are going with Khan's Root, still the best in slot I think for the build and a lot of builds. Why? Because you cannot get stunned, it's a shitload of life. I even got now the +2 percentage to Chaos resistance. Yeah, the only problem is they don't have sockets. That's sometimes a little bit problematic because it limits a little bit the build thinking, but they are still the best in slot. Just get them as soon as possible. You cannot get slowed even. You cannot knock back. It's so good. It's unbelievable. So that was it for the gear, guys. So I changed it a little bit. What is very good too, a ring with Warlord mark on it. So you got now rings with Elder mod or a Shape mod. Very good too. Of course, you need to get rid of the Enfeeble because I didn't say the cast when damage taken. So cast when damage taken, low level, Immortal Call still, Blood Rage and Enfeeble. People always ask me, how do you generate endurance charges? I don't generate endurance charges because I did it. I played this game for a long time, and I always try to get endurance charges, but I don't give a fuck anymore because it's way too hard. I'm not going to use a war cry every 5 seconds or every 2 seconds because it's playing like an idiot. You don't have the time. You don't need them. If you play a little bit safe and you check a little bit what you are doing, you're never going to need them. So I don't do it. Immortal Call works too without endurance charges. So on the base, the endurance charge is only going to make it longer. That's it. So yeah, if you guys want to ask that, how do I generate it? I don't, because I don't need to use Immortal Call. Okay, so Blood Rage and Feeble. And Feeble, yeah, you need to do it too because it's still a two-handed build. Not a lot of defensive. HP we got, and that's it. So, and a little bit stun, a little bit DPS and life leech, but yeah, life leech we don't have a lot anymore either without Foul Pact. So you need to adjust a little bit. Then to the flasks. The first flask, of course, remove curses. Second flask, remove bleeding. Then adrenaline. Then Lion's Roar. Why is Lion's Roar so good? For the DPS boost, but for the knockback too. So if you jump in a pack and you got a lot of melee, it's going to save your life a lot. On bosses of maps, it's going to save your life too, because you can just put your totem, put this flask on, and just knock the boss back. He's never going to see you. He never know what killed him, and that's why I'm using this flask. And then, of course, Taste of Hate. Very good flask too. You can, of course, get Atziri flask too. It's a DPS boost too. So that's it a little bit, guys. So that was the gems I did. I did the flask and I did the gear. So yeah, I cannot say more than this. You guys can check it all on the website too. I'm going to try to build now a little bit a build with the Tectonic Slam. The Tectonic Slam is very small in AoE because I tried it with the build. I can show you guys it really quick to end the build. So if I replace my Sunder, check. Yeah, of course it's going to. Check, the range is not so far. So I'm not sure that you can use concentrated effects with the new yeah, Tectonic Slam. Therefore, I think they put that you do more damage with the Endurance Shard. So that was it for the build, guys. Have fun in 3.2. Have fun with the build. I'm going to post the Guardians 2 videos and all that stuff. So thanks for watching and see you guys later. Bye bye.